Good morning to all MSc second year students. Results of MSc first year is not declared, but that is the procedure between the government and universities and so on. So result will be declare or not declare, that is the different point, but you will come in second year as early as possible. And now, to without waste time, I would like to start the lectures of fluid dynamics, which is the optional paper of MSc second year semester third. So students, from today I will start the fluid dynamics, so you attend this lecture and don't waste your time here and there. You only start your study now, finish your playing, wandering here and there. So all my students of MSc second year, now I will take some basic concepts of fluid dynamics, some basic results which are useful to the some expressions, problems, and so on. So before that, before starting the syllabus of fluid dynamics, I would like to explain some basic concepts. Now, some basic results in vector analysis. Before that, I would like to remark here, in this fluid dynamics, all quantities are the vector quantities, otherwise it will be stated. So I will start some basic or some useful results in the vector analysis. Let A bar, B bar and C bar denote the quantities such that A bar is equal to A1 I bar plus A2 J bar plus A3 K bar, which is equal to A1, A2, A3. And what is mod A bar? Mod A bar is equal to, this can be written as A is equal to root A1 square plus A2 square plus A3 square. And this root can be again written as in the bracket A1 square plus A2 square plus A3 square to the power half, 1 by 2. Then what we get? Then what we have? We have the vector addition and subtraction. We will see these properties: vector addition properties, vector subtraction properties. So first, vector addition properties: vector A bar plus B bar is equal to A1 plus B1 I bar plus another bracket A2 plus B2 bracket close J bar plus in bracket A3 plus B3 bracket close K bar. And for subtraction, A bar minus B bar is equal to in bracket A1 minus B1 bracket close I bar plus A2 minus B2 bracket close J bar plus A3 minus B3 bracket close K bar. Now we'll see the vector dot product of two vectors, or dot product is also scalar product. Scalar product and dot product is same. So dot product of two vectors. So A bar dot B bar is equal to AB cos theta. A bar dot B bar is equal to AB cos theta, and that can be written as a1 b1 plus a2 b2 plus a3 b3. Here theta is the angle between the vector a bar and b bar. So a bar dot b bar is equal to b bar dot a bar, and a bar dot a bar is equal to a bar square, that can be written as a square also. Now vector product or cross product of two vectors. A bar cross b bar is equal to ab sin theta n cap. Here theta is the angle measured from a bar and b bar, and n cap is the unit vector normal to the plane consisting of a bar and b bar, such that a bar comma b bar and n bar form a neighborhood system, and that system is a bar cross b bar is equal to minus b bar cross a bar is equal to, in the determinant, I bar, j bar, k bar, a1, a2, e3, b1, b2, b3. In general, we can write a bar cross b bar is not is equal to b bar cross a bar. Now third concept is a vector calculus. In that vector calculus, suppose a bar and b bar are two functions of scalar quantity t, then we define d by dt of a bar is equal to limit of a function a bar of t plus delta t bracket close minus a bar of t divided by delta t as delta t tends to 0. So derivative of a bar cross b bar is, this can be written as a bar cross d by dt of b bar plus d by dt of a bar cross b bar. Derivative of dot product is d by dt of a bar dot b bar is equal to a bar dot derivative with respect to t of b bar plus derivative of a bar with respect to t into b bar. The vector operator del is defined by del is equal to I bar dou by dou x plus j bar dou by dou y plus k bar dou by dou z, which is equal to dou by dou x comma dou by dou y comma dou by dou z. Now suppose that phi of xyz and psi of xyz are scalar point functions, and a bar of xyz and b bar of xyz are vector point functions. So we define some basic terms, namely gradient, divergence and curl. So what is a gradient of phi? We define this gradient of phi, that gradient of phi is equal to del phi is equal to dou phi by dou x I bar plus dou phi by dou y j bar plus dou phi by dou z k bar. Now what is divergence of a bar? Divergence of a bar is del dot a bar is equal to dou a1 by dou x I bar dou plus dou a2 by dou y j bar plus dou a3 by dou z k bar. And what about the curl of a bar? Curl of a bar is defined as del cross a bar is equal to dou a3 by dou y minus dou a2 by dou z I bar plus in bracket dou a1 by dou z minus dou a3 by dou x j bar plus dou a2 by dou x minus dou a1 by dou y k bar. The divergence of gradient phi is known as a Laplace of phi, and which is given by divergence of gradient of phi. Divergence of gradient of phi is equal to del dot of del phi, that can be written as del square phi, and that del square phi is nothing but dou 2 phi by dou x square plus dou 2 phi by dou y square plus dou 2 phi by dou z square, and therefore the Laplacian operator is defined as del square is equal to dou 2 by dou x square plus dou 2 by dou y square plus dou 2 by dou z square. Now we'll see some important identities which are very useful to the next expressions, theorems, and some examples also, which are the basic identities. These identities are in the 12th standard of physics. So, but these are the useful to solving some problems of the fluid dynamics and also some expressions also. So we'll see these important identities. So gradient of phi psi is equal to phi gradient psi plus psi gradient phi. Gradient of a bar dot vector b bar is equal to, in bracket, a bar dot del bracket close b bar plus, in bracket, b bar dot del bracket close a bar plus a bar cross curl b bar plus b bar cross curl of a bar. Number third, divergence of phi a bar, which is equal to phi of divergence a bar plus gradient phi dot a bar. Number 4, divergence of a cross b bar, a bar cross b bar is equal to b bar dot curl of a bar minus a bar dot curl of b bar. Curl of phi of a bar, number 5, curl of phi of a bar is equal to phi of curl a bar plus gradient phi cross a bar. Number 6, curl of vector a bar cross vector b bar can be written as, which is equal to vector a bar divergence of vector b bar minus vector b bar divergence of vector a bar plus, in bracket, vector b bar dot del bracket close a bar minus a bar dot del bracket close b bar. Number 7, curl of curl a bar is equal to gradient of divergence a bar minus del square a bar. Number 8, curl of gradient phi, which is equal to 0, and divergence of curl a bar, this is also is equal to 0. Here a bar dot del can be written as a1 dou by dou x plus a2 dou by dou y plus a3 dou by dou z. Now we'll see some integral theorems. First integral theorem is divergence theorem, or this divergence theorem is also known as a Gauss theorem. Let capital S denote a surface bounding a volume capital V and vector n bar. The unit vector normal to the surface. Then integration over S a bar dot n bar ds is equal to integration over V divergence of a bar into dV. Stokes theorem. Let S be a surface bounded by a closed curve C, and vector n bar is the unit vector normal to the surface. Then integration over C a bar dot dr bar is equal to integration over S curl a bar dot n bar ds. Now third one is a Green's theorem. Let phi and psi be two scalar point functions and S be a surface bounding a volume V. Then we have integration over V in bracket phi del square psi minus psi del square phi into dV is equal to integration over S in bracket phi dou psi by dou n minus psi dou phi by dou n into ds. This is the Green's theorem. Now, what is the reciprocal of Green's theorem? See here, reciprocal of Green's theorem is if phi and psi are harmonic, so del square phi is equal to 0, which is equal to del square psi. Then the reciprocal of Green's theorem takes the form integration over S phi dou psi by dou n into ds is equal to integration over S psi dou psi by dou n into ds. This is the statement of Green's reciprocal theorem. Now, friends, these are the some basic concepts of the fluid dynamics. But what is the fluid dynamics? What is the fluid dynamics? We would like to the actual meaning of fluid dynamics. So what is the fluid dynamics? Fluid dynamics is a hydrodynamics. Fluid dynamics is also known as a hydrodynamics. So hydrodynamics and fluid dynamics is the same. So fluid dynamics or hydrodynamics is a branch of mathematical sciences. Fluid dynamics or hydrodynamics is a branch of mathematical sciences which is concerned with the study of motion of fluids. Which is concerned with the study of motion of fluids or that of bodies in a contact with fluids. So, fluid dynamics or hydrodynamics is a branch of mathematical sciences which is concerned with the study of motion of fluids or that of bodies in contact with fluids. This is the fluid dynamics. But what is fluid? Fluid is the substances which have capacity of flowing. Fluid is the substances which have the capacity of flowing. Means the substances which have the capacity of flowing is called fluid. And fluids are divided into two categories. That first category is liquid, another category is gases. So, number one, the liquids have those fluids which does not change its volume. When the pressure changes, so liquids are incompressible fluids. That means the liquids are those fluids which does not changes its volume when the pressure changes. So these liquids are known as the incompressible fluids. And what about the gases? The gases are those fluids which changes its volume when the pressure changes. So gases are compressible fluids. Fluids have 5 physical properties. That physical properties are: number 1, density; number 2, volume; number 3, temperature; number 4, pressure; number 5, viscosity. So, what is density? The density of fluid can be defined as mass per unit volume. Mass per unit volume. The density of fluid is defined as the mass per unit volume. Mathematically, density is, we know the density is denoted by rho, and point P may be defined as the density rho at point P may be defined as rho is equal to limit of a function delta m upon delta v as delta v tends to 0, where this delta v is the volume element around point P and delta m is the mass of the fluid within a delta v. Now, what is a volume? Specific volume. The specific volume of fluid is defined as volume per unit mass and is clearly the reciprocal of density. The specific volume of fluid is defined as the volume per unit mass and is clearly the reciprocal of density. Now, we will see some other definitions also. Suppose a specific weight, which is denoted by gamma. The specific weight gamma of a fluid is defined as the weight per unit volume. Thus, this gamma is equal to rho into g, where g is the acceleration due to gravity. Specific weight is denoted by gamma, and that is defined as the specific weight gamma of a fluid is defined as the weight per unit volume. So, gamma is equal to rho into g, where g is the acceleration due to. We have already seen the some definitions of specific weight, specific volume, density. Now we will see the definition of isotropy. What is the isotropy? The fluid is said to be isotropic with respect to some property if that property is the same in all directions at a point. But which that property? Example, that property will be pressure, density, or etc. So, what is isotropy? A fluid is said to be isotropic with respect to some property, pressure, density, etc. if that property is the same in all directions at a point. That fluid is known as isotropic fluid. So, an isotropic fluid. What is an isotropic fluid? A fluid is said to be anisotropic with respect to a property if that property is not the same in all directions. In isotropic fluid, there is a property is same in all the directions at a point. And in an isotropic fluid, the property is not same in all directions. This is the difference. So another definition is compressible fluid. The compressibility of a fluid is defined as the variation of its density with variation of pressure. Mathematically, it can be written as dP is directly proportional to dP upon rho, or this can be written as dP is equal to K into d rho by rho. What is K? K is the bulk's modulus of the fluid. Means in compressible fluid, in this compressible fluid, the compressibility of a fluid is defined as the variation of density, variation of its density with the variation of pressure. And that can be written as dP is directly proportional to d rho by rho. Or that can be written as dP is equal to K into d rho by rho. But what is K? K is the bulk's modulus of the fluid. Now we'll see the incompressible fluid. What is incompressible fluid? A fluid is said to be incompressible if it requires a large variation in pressure to produce some appreciable variation in the density. Incompressible fluid is if it requires a large variation in the pressure to produce some appreciable variation in the density. Now, what are the fluid particles? What is the fluid particle? Fluid particle is defined as the fluid contained within a physically infinitesimal volume whose size is so small. Fluid particle is defined as the fluid contained within the physically infinitesimal volume whose size is so small. Now, what is a viscous fluid? Fluid is said to be viscous when both normal stress as well as shearing stress exist. And now we'll see the inviscid fluid. A fluid is said to be inviscid when it does not exert any shearing stress, whether at rest or in motion. Inviscid fluid is said to be inviscid when it does not exert any shearing stress, whether at rest or in motion. Now, what is a normal stress or a normal pressure? The normal force per unit area is said to be normal stress or normal pressure. The normal force per unit area is said to be the normal pressure or normal stress. Shearing stress. What about the shearing stress? The tangential force per unit area is said to be the shearing stress. The tangential force per unit area is said to be the shearing stress. Kinematics of a fluid. The study of fluid in which the motion with respect to considering a force. The study of fluid in which the motion with respect to considering a forces is called kinematics of a fluid. The study of fluid in which the motion with respect to considering a forces is called kinematics of a fluid. Now we'll see the next point, velocity of a fluid at a point. In this given figure, we describe this figure which is from this figure we describe some theory. From this figure, at time t, a fluid particle is at this point P, where this OP bar is equal to R bar, and at time t plus delta t, the same particle has reached at P dash, where this OP dash bar is equal to R bar plus delta R bar. Then in the interval delta T bar, the moment of the particle is PP dash bar is identically is equal to delta R bar. And so the particle velocity Q bar at P is Q bar is equal to limit of a function delta R bar by delta T as delta T tends to 0 is equal to dr bar by dt. Now, assuming such a limit to exist uniquely, this assumption is responsible if we postulate that the fluid is continuous. Clearly, Q bar is the general dependent on both R bar and T, so that we may write Q bar is equal to Q bar of R bar T. Alternatively, if P has a Cartesian coordinates of x, y, z relative to a fixed triangular coordinate frame through O to a fixed point, means alternatively, if P has Cartesian coordinates of x, y, z relative to a fixed triangular tri-rectangular coordinates frame through O to a fixed point. So q bar is equal to q bar of x, y, z, comma t. Now let us further suppose that u v w in bracket u comma v comma w are the Cartesian components of q bar in this frame. Then we can return as then we have this q bar is equal to ui bar plus vj bar plus wk bar. Moreover, since r bar is xi bar plus yj bar plus zk bar, so if we write the relation q bar is equal to dr bar by dt, so what do we get? We get in place of q bar we have ui bar plus vj bar plus wk bar, and d by dt of this vector r bar, where r bar is xi bar plus yj bar plus zk bar. So d by dt of xi bar plus yj bar plus zk bar. So this can be written as dx by dt I bar plus dy by dt j bar plus dz by dt k bar. So this implies that if we compare ui bar plus vj bar plus wk bar and dx by dt I bar plus dy by dt j bar plus dz by dt k bar, then we get u is equal to dx by dt, v is equal to dy by dt, and w is equal to dz by dt. Now we will see the next article, that is the streamlines and stream tube or stream filament. So in this stream tube, what is a stream tube? The stream tube is the stream lines drawn through every point of closed curve. The stream lines drawn through every point of a closed curve gamma enclose a tubular surface in the fluid, which is called stream tube or tube of flow. Stream tube or tube of flow. I will repeat again. The stream lines drawn through every point of a closed curve gamma, that is the capital gamma, enclose a tubular surface in a fluid, which is called stream tube or tube of flow. And another definition is stream filaments. Now what is a stream filaments? A tube of flow of infinitesimal cross section is called stream filament. Stream filament is a tube of flow of infinitesimal cross section is called stream filament. Now we will see the streamlines. So in this figure we have shown what is a streamline. Streamline is a curve which is given in this figure. Streamline is a curve drawn on a fluid surface. This is a fluid surface drawn on a fluid surface such that tangent at any point is along the direction of motion. What is streamlines? Streamline is a curve drawn on the fluid surface such that tangent at any point is along the direction of motion. Now suppose we have q bar cross dr bar by dt is 0, So q bar cross dr bar is equal to 0. Here this q bar is the velocity of flux and t is equal to dr bar by dt is a tangential vector when two vectors q and t are parallel. So but q bar is ui bar plus vj bar plus wk bar and r bar is xi bar plus yj bar plus zk bar. So what is dr bar? So dr bar, we find the derivative of this r bar. So dr bar is equal to dxi bar plus dyj bar plus dzk bar. So this can be written as, now we can write q bar cross dr bar in a determinant form. So this can be written as q bar cross dr bar is equal to I bar j bar k bar uvw dx dy dz. So solve this determinant. What you get? You get phi dz क्रॉस मल्टिप्लिकेशन करा आणि नंतर मायनस साइन द्या. phi dz मायनस w dy I बार प्लस w dx मायनस u dy u dz मायनस u dz j बार प्लस u dy मायनस phi dx k bar. Then we have, by using q bar cross dr bar is equal to 0. So each term of this q cross q bar cross dr bar is 0. So what do we get? So we get phi dz minus w dy is equal to 0. That means dw by dz by w is equal to dy by v. Now w dx minus u dz is equal to 0. That means du by dx by u is equal to dz by w. Now u dy minus phi dx is equal to 0. So that means dy by phi is equal to dx by u. So by putting the combined form, what do we get? By putting the combined form, what do we get? We get the equation of streamline. And that equation of streamline is dx upon u is equal to dy upon v is equal to dz upon w. Now this is the derivation of equation of streamline. Now we will see the next article, that is a path line, or that path line is what is path line actually? Path line is a curve drawn on the fluid surface on which particular fluid particle moves, whose equation is obtained by q bar is equal to dr bar by dt. What is path line? Path line is a curve drawn on the fluid surface on which particular fluid particle moves, whose equation is obtained by q bar is equal to dr bar by dt. And that, what is q bar? Q bar is, we know q bar is a ui bar plus vj bar plus wk bar, and dr bar by dt is d by dt of xi bar plus yj bar plus zk bar. So this implies this q bar is equal to dr bar by dt implies that ui bar plus vj bar plus wk bar is equal to d by dt of xi bar plus yj bar plus zk bar. Now comparing these coefficients of I bar, j bar and k bar on both the sides, and then we get the equation of path. So what is that equation? That equation is u is equal to dx by dt. V is equal to dy by dt, and W is equal to dz by dt. For steady flow, the streamline coincide the path line of a fluid particles. Path lines form a triply infinite set. Path lines form a triply infinite set. Now we'll see the what is the difference between streamlines and path lines. Actually, what is the difference between streamlines and path lines? The tangent in the streamline give the direction of velocities of a fluid particles at various points at a given time, while the tangent to the path line gives the direction of velocities at a given fluid particles at various times. We can say that streamlines shows how these fluid particles is moving at a line. So in a steady flow, the streamline not vary with time and coincide with path line. So we have seen the difference. What is difference? The tangent in the streamlines give the direction of velocities of a fluid particles of various points at a given time, while the tangent to the path line gives the direction of velocities at a given fluid particle at various times. So today we will stop here. In another lecture we will take some examples and some derivations also. Okay, thank you. Today we'll stop here.